Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, React and Chill. My name is Dika. So last time on Bleach, we had the Rukia, Melos Grande. We found out a bit more about Uryu's sensei, what had happened between the Soul Reapers and the Quincy's, and how the Soul Reapers were responsible for the extinction of the Quincy's. The Soul Reapers being the balancers of the world, and Ichigo's power level being over 9,000. So towards the end, especially when I think Ichigo, his spirit power, his spirit energy was going a little bit out of control, Uryu went to help dispatch it. I think that's the right word, to stop it from killing him. And in the process, he was literally tearing up his bow arm. It was the arm he was shooting that spirit arrow with. So I wonder if that damage is now permanent. Oh yeah, Kisuke got Chad and Orihime to look at the battle, basically putting the choice in their hands whether they want to join the Ichigo Soul Squad. I'm going to call it the Soul Fighting Squad, because obviously both of them had acquired powers because of Ichigo. I think Uryu finally put it to rest, his hatred for the Soul Reapers, especially looking at the extent of what Ichigo was trying to do. I think it was incredibly futile. That whole almost like a metaphorical dick measuring contest he tried to do to say that once and for all the Quincy's were better than the Soul Reapers. I don't think I mentioned this last time, but how Ichigo was correct in saying that his sensei, we found out his sensei was his grandfather. So his grandfather, one of the things he wanted to always see was the Quincy's and the Soul Reapers working together in harmony, because they never were able to work together. They were always clashing. So Ichigo helped Uryu hopefully see that, and obviously in the end, even though Uryu, under the guise of rivalry, said that, you know, how am I supposed to beat you and show that I'm the best if you die here, he went to essentially almost sacrifice himself to protect Ichigo. So I thought that was really, really great towards the end, and I'm glad that we've got Uryu, I'm hoping, on the Ichigo Soul Squad to fight Hollows. Now I'm interested to see the conversations that are going to take place with Orihime, Chad, Ichigo, and Tatsuki develop something, because she can now definitely see spirits, and I'm wondering if that's going to lead to something else. So yes, I think that's a lot of the main stuff, because I know I go on to discuss a lot of things, and I've got my notes. All of that is just scribbles. So that was it for last time. We are about to start episode 15 and 16.
A Menos Grande appeared, and somehow he defeated it.
Cone, you look so pretty.
Oh, how'd it get to be so late? Gotta get moving. Fine then. They don't want me around? I'll fix them. I'll take off. I'll go on a journey of my own to someplace where I'm appreciated. Hey, Rukia, time to leave for school.
I heard you. I'm not deaf, you know.
You're not upset about anything?
No. I'll see you at school.
What are you gonna do for your vacation, Rukia? There's a fireworks festival and you should come along with us, Rukia. If I didn't know better, I'd say it's almost like Ichigo has a permanent frown on his face.
Funny though, I always thought you didn't like Ichigo very much, Orihime.
When you take a good look at him, he has a really interesting face. I hope you come to the festival. You'll have fun, I promise.
Alright, I'll think about it.
Isn't she suffering her Gigai? Luna, is that you?
Are they playing or what?
Yo, Ichigo!
Hey, that reminds me. Have you guys seen Uryu anywhere? He's not in school today. Yesterday I saw him in the park. He was talking to himself and running around and acting like a weirdo. Imaginary monsters or something.
Oh no, Ichigo was there. I wonder what her school days were like.
Uryu, what in the world happened to you?
Fell down the stairs.
Sorry. That is the go-to excuse. Broken ribs, fell down the stairs. Arms all dismembered, fell down the stairs. Missing my head, I fell down the stairs.
Don't let it bother you. His injuries aren't your fault. If you recall, all I said was don't let it bother you.
What are you? But how about if I invite someone new to join us? Oh, you want to invite the new girl, I bet, huh? Uryu, what's up? You want to come have some lunch with me? Well, if you insist. Oh, it's like that, huh?
I've been under suspicion from the very beginning.
Hey, Rukia! Come on down! Why didn't you join us for lunch? There's a cat.
Is that right? Yes! It's Yoroichi! You've come back! Come here, you little devil. Let me take a look at you. What?
It's Yoroichi.
Yoroichi.
That feline happens to be the boss's best friend.
That's a whole human.
Oh, this is the most miserable lunch ever. In the first place, I went.
Hey, Ichigo, why did you invite me to lunch? I don't need anyone's pity, and I certainly don't want your friendship. Eat your lunch and shut up. I just felt like it, that's all. Consider yourself lucky to not be eating alone. Oh, I'm supposed to be grateful here?
Hey, can I ask you something? Do you have a crush on Ichigo? Ichigo and I are just friends. That's all there is to it.
For real?
Yeah.
Then pretty soon we probably would all start liking him, and we could sit around and talk about all the reasons we like him.
The Ichigo harem.
This is nice.
Yeah.
But
Watch out! This one.
I know I don't belong here.
What's with you? Trying to sneak up on me, huh? Ha! Scared you off already, huh? What a pussy! That was too easy! Now steal these weapons!
Ichigo!
What's up?
Ichigo, are you feeling okay?
I feel great, but why are you asking?
No reason. I'm just glad you're okay.
Did something happen?
Uh-oh. Cohen.
Ichigo, forgive me!
It's obvious he's become quite attached to you.
He's become quite a pain in the butt, if you ask me. I know just the guy to fix him.
Uryu.
What brings you here? You won't do it because you can't do it. With those hands all bandaged up, Mr. Handicrafts, these wounds are nothing. Give me this. Now sit back and watch the work of a master.
What's happening to me?
Why do you make that sound?
It's finished. Nice job.
You think?
What you doing, Yoroichi?
Yoroichi, yeah, I got it right.
Huh, checking the sky for rain?
We both know what's really coming. The two of them are already here.
Damn it. Why does she always have to disappear right at dinner time?
Is she leaving? Oh,
Is this for real? I didn't think we'd actually find her in a Gigai. We finally found you.
I've remained in this world for far too long. It's time to move on.
Finally get it, don't you?
uh-oh.
You actually managed to prolong what little life you have left, Rukia.
Renji.
Renji. What the hell?
Don't you think you've grown just a little too lax?
Oh my god.
You're a runt from the Rukon district like me. And yet you were taken in by the noble house of Kuchiki. Right, Captain Kuchiki?
Oh! Is that like a relative? Her father? Brother?
Yakuya.
Yucky.
It's you, brother.
Her brother! Oh! Oof. Oh.
Passing your soul reaper powers to a human is a grave sin. Now, tell us where this human is, Rukia. It's over. The next move I make with this blade will be fatal.
Is Yakuya gonna stop him? Oh! Uryu! Uryu! Yeah.
Two armed men attacking a defenseless young girl.
And he can't stand Soul Reaper, so is on site.
All right, kid, you can see us. So tell me, who the hell are you?
The last of the Quincy
Just
bitch.
a classmate. One who hates soul reapers.
Yeah. Shit.
What are you doing here?
Just passing by. Nothing for you to worry about. Well, I happened to be out for a stroll this evening and came across your little party. Hey! I just asked you a question. Well, I don't care much for your answer, so why don't you try again? When the hell's Rukia planning on coming home tonight? You!
Oh, Cone.
You totally saved my ass!
Don't mention it.
I couldn't even see who was coming in tied up like that. Shut up. We're not best friends. You think?
Yes, you are.
It's not my fault. Rukia was the one.
I thought so.
Oh my gosh, that's right, Ichigo. Rukia's in trouble. Look at this right here. Are you telling me you've been home all this time and you didn't see this, pal?
Yeah, so what is it?
To stop him
You see,
from...
Rukia, she's left us.
Enjoy decoding? Here's a hint. What the frig is this? For certain reasons I must go. After you read this, make sure that you burn it.
What could be so terrible that got Rukia this worried about us?
Let's go, Cone. I'm changing into a Reaper and finding Rukia. This sucks just as bad for me as it does for you, idiots!
Hi there.
Is there anything I can do to help speed things along here?
Can you get me out of my body? Oh my, what happened?
Renji Abarai
Abadai.
is the name of the man who killed you.
Hold on!
Pleasure knowing you. What hell's name are you?
The name is Ichigo. I'm the one who's gonna beat your ass. Oh, yeah? So you're saying I got a big one, huh? It's funny to tell you
The size of it reflects a Soul Reaper's spirit energy.
Yeah.
How did a snot-nosed little brat get a sword that size?
Oh, did he hit him?
Very soon you'll be dead, and Rukia will get her powers back. And then, Rukia will go back to the Soul Society to die. You couldn't even lay a scratch on one of us.
I apologize. Why don't you continue? Were you saying something about a scratch?
You punk.
He dealt the Menos Grande quite a serious blow.
Yeah.
And forced it back to Waco Mundo.
This kid wounded a Menos Grande? Who in their right mind would believe that load of crap? He obviously can't control his spirit energy. You didn't even ask, did you?
What? You mean Rukia?
I knew it. You're not even able to ask your Zanpakuto its name.
His son Bakto has a name?
Roar, Sabimaru! Now open your eyes and fall upon your prey!
That's pretty... Damn, he got him with that snake sword. Oh, ouch. Oh, hello!
Over you little runs, you've lost to Renji Abarai.
That did not look... Ouch. So, that was Bleach episodes 15 and 16. That last episode, we learned so many things. Jeez Louise. Okay. I like to show you guys how my squiggling looks. Look at that. You can't even read that. It's just squiggles. I'm gonna have to rewrite my notes. So we started off with Rukia going back over what had happened in the previous episode regarding the Menos Grande, what had happened, and then she was very aware that the news of that was going to get back to the Soul Society. Now it's been confirmed, and I thought it would be this because I couldn't think of anything else, that the reason why the Soul Society were after her were not just the fact that she stayed in the mortal world, but she committed a grave sin by giving up her powers to a human nevertheless. That's one thing. Secondly, this Renji Abarai, I think that's his name, but I'm going to double check all these names. So Renji Abarai is from the same district, the Rukon district. I'm assuming by the way he made it sound like the slums. And he seems pretty offended that not only was Rukia adopted by the Kuchiki family, they put a lot of time and effort and money into making her into a Soul Reaper. He was cussing her out, saying, "You've got the look of a human on you," you know, pretty much disgusting. Which again goes back to the fundamental reason as to the Soul Reapers, or the people who are chosen to be Soul Reapers, are different to normal humans. They kind of partially touched upon this a little bit in the episode when they were talking about Soul Reapers being balances. So whatever species they are in the Soul Society, they're not just souls, I'm assuming. I may be wrong. Please let me know down in the comments below. But yes, we found out that this particular squad, Stealth Force, I don't know if these are the Stealth Force. Renji mentioned that you're lucky it's us and not the Execution Force, if they're part of the Stealth Force, like Saido was part of the Stealth Force that was sent to get Rukia back. So yeah, sorry, going back, so what she did is punishable by the sounds of it by death, so they're going to get her powers back, and then once she goes back to the Soul Society, she's going to die. So I'm assuming they're looking to kill her for what she did. Now this squad, if it's not the Stealth Force squad, whoever the squad is, we got to meet Captain Kuchiki, which is Yakuya, her adoptive brother has come to get her back. He wasn't showing much emotion, but again, I wonder what sort of training regimen. This is perfectly demonstrated in how when she was running away from the Kurosaki residence, she was like all these memories, you know, with Orihime and the girls, and you know, being at school and all of that stuff. She said none of this is going to be vital to me as being a Soul Reaper, and all of this is pointless. Renji did pick up on something, which maybe I could be incorrect, I could be wrong, or maybe I think I am wrong, unless he just meant it in the context where in this last episode, Rukia had left on her own, so basically Ichigo turning up was on Ichigo's part, and she was basically doing it to protect him. So basically what I was thinking is, like, I'm assuming Rukia was doing what any other Soul Reaper was doing. She was in the human world as a Soul Reaper getting rid of hollows. For a moment I wanted to question what was she doing in the human world in the first place, but she was part of the Soul Reaper force. There's different factions to it, who are out, like the Hollow Hunters, you could say, to kill the Hollows. So anyway, that's a side note. I might come back onto that later on, depending on how the situation develops between what's happening now. So yes, it was a sin. She gave away her power, so that by the looks of it, it's punishable by death. The outfit they're wearing is a shihacho. Thank goodness, because I was like, I wasn't sure what to call it, but it's a shihacho. So Renji automatically recognized that he was in a shihacho, which is what the Soul Reapers wear. So that's why he quickly asked, what faction, what team are you in, what division? Rukia's brother mentioning how he's heard about Ichigo because of how he dealt that Menos Grande, and we found out where, I don't know if this is just where Menos Grande is from, or all the hollows are from, Wakamundo. So I've written that down. So Menos Grande has gone back to Wakamundo. I don't know if that's just where all the other Menos Grandes live or the hollows live, but he's gone back there. And I couldn't tell if it was just like, Renji again is pissed, and I don't know if that's more to do with the fact that they took someone like Rukia, yet she almost like, he seems more angry at what she did than her own brother at this moment in time. He even said that you're lucky it's us that came to get you, apart other than the execution squad, because I've got a feeling they would have killed her on sight. And speaking on sight, it's a shame because I'm assuming he's still recovering. Uryu, he was out getting his needles, and unfortunately he had to come across Renji, and I mean, Renji is quite powerful, and he did mention, he was like, what, you know, you never asked your Zanbakuto's name, so are they alive? I mean, his one turned into a whole sword snake, and that looked it is powerful, but that looked dangerous and actually quite painful, how it like ripped through Ichigo's shoulder. So I like how they go back and mention certain things. It does all become a bit gobbledygook in my head, but yes, that the size of the Zanbakuto represents the size of the spirit energy, or is it the Soul Reaper energy? So the size of your Zanbakuto determines the size of your spirit energy, and considering not only was Ichigo not aware that I wasn't even aware. You could literally ask the name of your Zanbakuto. You could even have a more deeper bond. We already know that Ichigo has barely tapped the surface of his spiritual energy, his powers. It was enough to beat that Menos Grande, but I wouldn't say that was a fluke. That was just a case where he was able to charge up and attack. He still needs to control it, and I know once he controls it, he'll probably be near to unstoppable. But we need to find out the name of his Zanbakuto, and I'm assuming you could work the Zanbakuto will have its own powers, because Renji's one turned into that thing. So imagine if Renji's smaller one turned into that saw type thing, Ichigo's Zanbakuto could be... I've missed the name of what Renji's Zanbakuto was, but I will write it down for next time, because he did say it when he unleashed his power. So interesting, very, very interesting. I wonder what her family's like. I wonder what the conditions were for her adoption, like why would they adopted her in particular, what happened to her family, Rukia's original family. Why did they adopt her? They have an older son by the looks of it. I don't know if she only has one sibling, but there's an older son part of the Kuchiki family. And Saido had already said that the Kuchiki family were a very prominent family in the Soul Society. So I'm wondering not only why was she adopted, what was the conditions of her being adopted, and I wonder if Renji only knew of Rukia afterwards, or because of her family name, or did he know Rukia growing up because she was aware, because they've both come from the Rukon district, they both come from the same neighborhood. Clearly Soul Reapers don't like to associate themselves with the humans, even though they are meant to be protecting the humans. But I go back to thinking, well, Soul Reapers aren't exactly innocent. What Captain Rukia is thinking about all of this, he seems pretty poker face at the moment. The only time he showed any form of interest is when Ichigo turned up, knowing that, oh, that's the guy who got rid of the Menos Grande. Rukia hadn't told Ichigo that your Zanbakuto should have a name, considering she did tell him a lot of stuff. I wonder why she didn't tell him about that. Are there other things that she's keeping from him? Which, no, okay, lies. There must be other stuff, but, I mean, let me retract that. There must be other stuff she's keeping from him, but what I mean is to do with him being a Soul Reaper. This also goes back to what I mentioned before. So he took her powers, and it was literally a transfer of powers. So I'm trying to... This goes back to, how do the Soul Reapers become Soul Reapers? This power that they're granted, is there like an overbeing person in the Soul Society that grants them the power to be Soul Reapers? Because I know it's got something to do with spiritual energy, and I wonder how that is measured in the Soul Society compared to the human world. So I know that Ichigo had huge amounts of spiritual energy, which allowed him to become a Soul Reaper, and not just that, allowed him to have that massive Zanbakuto. But sorry, I went on a tangent. Why didn't Rukia tell him a bit more about the Zanbakuto? I'm sure Rukia, being raised by the Kuchiki family, she would have known the ins and outs of the Zanbakuto, she would have known all of that. So now I'm just thinking, did she hope to... It's clear that she wasn't expecting to have remained there for as long as she did. That's obvious. However, why hadn't she not told Ichigo more about it? I know Ichigo was resisting a lot, but at least to help him, or to help him utilize a lot of his power. I mean, Renji was quite shocked, or, you know, goading Ichigo that, you know, she didn't even tell you. Which does come to my question, why did she not tell him? Because that's something I would want to know. If I became a Soul Reaper, and, you know, imagine how your Zanbakuto feels. Like, we've been rolling together the last couple of months, and bitch, you didn't even ask my name? I mean, come on, I'd be offended as a Zanbakuto. Because now I'm thinking maybe that's sort of the missing link. Because every time people see Ichigo, they're like, oh, look at that Zanbakuto, amazing, wow. But automatically Ichigo gets his ass handed to him. Even that Hollow, what was it, Grand Fisher, mentioned how he's not able to utilize his power. It's his rage, he's seeing through rage. So I'm assuming, because Grand Fisher's come across a lot of Soul Reapers, so now we've got the element that the Zanbakuto is an actual being of its own. Once Ichigo maybe joins forces with his Zanbakuto, I'm hoping that might bridge the gap. Like, experience wise, he's not come across... He doesn't have a lot of experience. However, there's still a lot of foundation he needs to learn. Oh yes, I forgot to mention very, very briefly, who the hell is Yoruichi? I thought Yoruichi would potentially become a human or a Soul Reaper or a being. I really want to know more about Kisuke, because Kisuke, or Mr. Urahara / Kisuke / Hat and Clogs, I really want to know more about him. I like the fact that he turned up to help Ichigo because Kon wasn't spitting up the soul pill. But Yoruichi knew that they were coming. He even said to Kisuke that 2 of them already arrived. He's like, you know, enough of that. 2 of them already here. We need to take action. So clearly, Yoruichi was anticipating. Well, yeah, Yoruichi was anticipating. He knew they were coming, and he knew that 2 of them were coming, or the consequences of them coming. That's why he came to Kisuke in the first place. So I'd like to see how all of this matches up, like Kisuke's involvement with the Soul Reapers and the Soul Society, because he's a human. Everyone sees him, so he's a human living in this world. But what's his involvement with the Soul Society? There's more to him. And we've got Jinta. I keep forgetting their names, but his crew. I'm wondering if they're actually kids, the kids that are with him, and what the story is behind there. But they deal with otherworldly substances, clearly. But yes, I think that was it. We met a whole bunch of new characters, learned a whole bunch of new things. And again, I need to rewrite my notes because I probably won't be able to read this in a couple of hours. But no, that was good. Thank you so much. And as always, let me know down in the comments below. Please, let me know if I'm wrong about certain things. I'm really intrigued to find out more about Rukia's backstory and her history with the Kuchiki family. Soul Society is definitely I'm very suspicious in terms of I don't think they're all that great. I've got a feeling there's a lot more to them than meets the eye. And yeah, as always, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you know when I drop another one. I'll see you guys next time.